Good morning, class. So, according to the Safety for All website, a website in support of Proposition 63, more than 1.1 million Americans have died or suffered due from gun violence from the 2004 to 2014 time period. Over 100,000 of those were Californians. As college students, and an important part of this year's election, it is our responsibility to educate ourselves on this year's measures, which is why you will benefit from my speech today. I've done extensive research on this topic so that you can make a well-educated decision when voting this November. Today I will be informing you about Proposition 63. The three central ideas that I will be discussing with you are the origins of Proposition 63, the supporters of it, and the fiscal impact it would have on California. So to begin with, I would like to talk to you guys about the origins of Proposition 63. Proposition 63, or the Safety for All Act 2016, was authored by Democratic Lieutenant Governor of California, Gavin Newsom. He put it together in hopes of ending gun violence across California, which affects Americans all across the nation, as you guys may know. According to Ackett Ada, an author at The Trace, published in December 2015, there was a mass shooting in San Bernardino that left 14 dead and 21 injured. More than 500 rounds of bullets were shot that day. Proposition 63 would require individuals to pass a background check and obtain authorization from the Department of Justice to purchase ammunition. Ammunition purchases would be made through licensed vendors and must be recorded and reported to the Department of Justice. Ammunition vendors would be required to obtain a one-year license that must be renewed annually if they would like to continue selling ammunition. Prohibited gun owners would be required to sell or turn in their guns to a licensed vendor or turn them over to law enforcement. This action would be regulated by probation officers all across California. So now that I've introduced to you the origins of Proposition 63, I would like to go ahead and move forward and talk about the supporters. The leading supporter of the Proposition 63 is the Democratic Party. More than 100 officials, former officials, local governments, and parties are all in favor of it. They strongly believe that the bill will keep guns and ammunition out of the wrong hands by closing loopholes in the existing law. According to Ballotpedia, an informational site about the measures this year, more than 4 million was raised to collect signatures to get it on the ballot and to advertise the bill. The Republican Party and the Coalition of Civil Liberties are leading in opposition, meaning they don't want the bill to pass. They believe Proposition 63, if passed, will only burden law-abiding citizens who already own firearms. They also believe that implementing a new law will not stop criminals from obtaining firearms and large-capacity ammunition magazines. Magazines are basically what holds the bullets inside a gun, so the bigger the magazine, the more ammo it can hold, which is, if you remember, how 500 rounds of bullets were shot that day in San Bernardino. So now that I've talked to you about the origins and the supporters of Proposition 63, I would like to discuss the fiscal impact it would have on California. Proposition 63 would increase court and law enforcement spending by tens of millions of dollars, depending on how the law is implemented. State regulatory costs will also be increased, but will most likely be offset by fees authorized by the bill and already existing California state law. So basically, if this bill is passed, millions of dollars are going to be spent due to the nature of the law, which includes new penalties and new convictions. So that means there's going to be more court cases, higher demand of probation police officers to obtain firearms from now prohibited owners, and housing individuals in jail depending on the offense. Individuals who want to obtain a 4-year permit to purchase ammunition, they must pay $50 along with the background check. The $50 is an example of the offsetting fees that will aid the millions being spent to carry out the law. So I hope I've informed you well enough today to make a well-educated decision when you are voting yes or no on Proposition 63 this November. Today we talked about the origins of Proposition 63, the supporters of it, and the fiscal impact it will have on California. Remembering those 1.1 million gun violence victims from 2004 to 2014, we can only hope to find a solution to prevent any more harm done to our fellow Americans. Thank you.